Hi guys, this is Dormouse03. This is The Evil Within, AKUMU difficulty, chapter 10, and I have made it past the first little part of this section here, and what I'm doing right now is just laying down some explosive traps to hopefully get a couple of the enemies that are going to come after me when I insert this battery pack. There goes one of them. I'm not sure what that was, like whether they start coming for you when you disarm that trap and move into the room where you insert the battery, or what. But one of my explosives went off, and then we have the other one that's there to kind of get the rest of these people coming through. So there was somebody got blown up. And I was using my shotgun to sort of knock people down and take them out. And now we've got it so that look how quickly that guy got up. Like, that's sometimes the randomness I just don't care for, because it's just on a difficulty where one hit can kill you. Now, I mean, I get that on the other difficulties that's kind of a little bit of a jump scare when you aren't sure whether they're going to get up right away or not, or if they're going to swing and try to hit you on the ground. It can add to the scare factor. But on a mode like this, it feels like that is just kind of cruel, because any enemy could just randomly jump up much faster than you expect it to, and that's no good for you. So this guy, I was going to try to stealth kill him, but he turned around, so I used the hatchet on him, and I believe there's another hatchet down here that I'm going to pick up. Yeah, I ran by it just then, and I didn't have time to pick it up because he was right on top of me, but now I'm going to pick it up, and 2 hatchets will kill the big guys. So there he goes. His face is toast. And then I'm going to get out a shock bolt here and lay down a trap for this trauma. So there it is. He usually, if you stand right here, he will come through that door, get stuck in the shock trap, and then you're able to go and pull the lever. And he'll generally get stuck in the trap that's there, but you just want to be moving, because there are other enemies that spawn in at that point, I believe, and you don't want to mess with them. So here's your next statue behind this little, I don't know, masher? So you want to then wait for it to move back, run across. Obviously, we don't want to get squished. And then there's some more mashers in this room, so just don't run in there too quickly. Wait for them to do their thing. And then we can move on ahead. So there's another tricky little room coming up where there are 2 traumas, and I was saying in the last video that I'm not sure that, like, that one trauma that's at the beginning when you're going down the ladder, at the very beginning of this section, if you go down the ladder quickly enough, he'll still be there, and I wonder if you kill him at that point, will there still be 2 in this area, or will there only be 1? And I'm not sure. on that. I'm doing another playthrough of this right now, where I do no upgrades, and I think I'm going to try that out. I'm going to try killing the trauma at the beginning of this area and see if there are still 2 when I come back. And it would be really, really interesting if there was only 1. I would still recommend doing it this way for the AKUMU difficulty, just because, you know, 2 traumas, 1 trauma, it doesn't really matter. The strategy is pretty much the same, and the traumas kind of do take a good bit of damage, so trying to kill 1 on this difficulty seems like it might be more just a waste of ammunition. But if you can divide and conquer them, then, you know, it may be worthwhile to some people to kill them if they want to just kill them and get the upgrade gel and be able to loot this room a little bit more, because I don't really get to pick up stuff in this area because I'm just trying to move through it. So I wait for the trauma to move, and then I can sneak up on this guy right here, and be careful because there is a bear trap right in front of him. So again, I'm gonna wait for the trauma to come by and wait for him to leave the area, and then I'm going to be able to disarm this bear trap here. So there we go. That is just an evil bear trap right there. Like, there's no getting around that. Like, you kind of have to get rid of that enemy in order to be able to move past, because like I said, there's no getting around it. And so even if you got the attention of the traumas and sort of lured them into this room like I'm going to try to do, you would still have to disarm that trap. So that enemy sees me, and now shit has hit the fan. So I quickly shotgun him and get him down, so we don't have to worry about him anymore. And then I'm gonna lay my shock bolt down, move on by, be careful of this bear trap to the left there, and I'm gonna lay down one more shock trap, so that when the traumas come out of the being stunned, that second trap you see right there got them. And so that gives me enough time to finish turning this crank. If I hadn't done that, I believe they probably would have been able to have enough time to catch up to me and kill me. So you may get away with only putting down 1 shock trap on them, and perhaps if you lure them back a little bit farther into that tiny room where you start off. So maybe if you get them lured back there a little bit farther, they will not be able to get back out to you quickly enough, and they might get confused as to where you went. So if you're lucky enough to do that, you may get away with only using 1 trap bolt. And I used the shock right there. You could also use the freeze bolt. I used the shock one because I didn't want to risk the freeze bolt hurting me, and I know that the shock bolt I had upgraded a little bit, so I knew that it lasted a little longer. So I was hoping that, you know, it would last a little bit longer than the freeze bolt would have. And I was able to put down another one as a trap, so I didn't have to stop turning the crank and turn around and shoot them again with a freeze bolt. Unfortunately, the freeze bolts you can't lay down as traps. They burst automatically upon impact. And so, unlike the explosive bolts and the shock bolts, the freeze bolts you can't put down and leave those as traps for enemies to immobilize them. So that's why I preferred the shock bolt there. That was my thinking anyway. Again, not the only way to get through that section. I'm sure that you could probably kill those traumas, and you may, the number of supplies and the amount of of ammunition and stuff in that room may make up for the ammunition that you would spend killing them. I don't know, but that was just one way of doing it. If you're having trouble with that section, that is one strategy that definitely does work. So we're gonna stock up a little bit and grab some more upgrades for the Lara boss fight that is coming up very soon. And it's less of a boss fight than it is, I don't know, a sequence of rooms where you have to run away from her grabby hands. You're not really trying to kill her, although you can try to kill her. I would not recommend it because in my experience, when I know that when I did this the first time on Survivor, I tried to kill her, and I had a pretty good stock of ammunition and stuff, and I put every single crossbow bolt and every single bullet that I had into that woman, and she did not die. And I used all the fire traps and everything, and she just would not die. And when I finally did kill her on a New Game Plus, I think it took like 4 rockets and maybe a couple of other things to kill her. And so that tells me that her health is just incredibly high. And, you know, there may be a magic secret to being able to kill her that I don't know about. If you make a bunch of those fire bolts that come with the little DLC, I know that those hurt her. I don't use them here because I tried to not use that DLC stuff as much as possible because I know that some people might not have it. So I didn't end up using those fire bolts, but I do know from my other playthrough that those do hurt her, and probably hurt her quite a bit. And so if you used all your resources or some of your resources to make fire bolts, those might be able to kill her a little bit more effectively than other weapons, but I cannot confirm or deny that because my strategy was just to get away from her. So you gotta run around a little bit in that section, and you can lay a trap down or something. I almost put down an explosive to try to keep her at bay, but I ended up just running around that little area and kind of baiting her away from the way that I had to go. But if you just try to go underneath those gates as they raise up, she will be able to grab you before you can get through the second one. And it's not that way on Survivor. You can get through them both without her grabbing you. But on this one, she moves a little bit faster, so you have to do a little bit of a dance there before you can move through. And so that first bit was definitely the easy part. And now we're going to be going into the section that is just, it's a little bit cruel. And it's a little bit cruel on this difficulty because of the traps. Because she moves so fast. And there are bear traps. Like, they put bear traps around those areas where you're running through. And it just feels like, why did they put bear traps there? I don't know, it's evil is what it is. It's evil that they did that to you. And, you know, you learn that they're there by stepping in them and dying, and it's just not cool. So, anyway, we're going to start off this epic run away from Miss Grabby Hands sequence by moving to the left right here. We wait for her to... Well, we wait for the game to let us move again, and then I run and grab these shotgun shells and then run through. Be careful, there is a bear trap right there, so don't step in it. And I'll go ahead and disarm it. You do have a second in this room before she comes back. So use that second wisely to disarm the bear trap and pick up stuff. And now I did not disarm this trap here because I was thinking I could use it to hurt her a little bit and get her stunned. But she moves so friggin' fast. Like, look at how fast she moves. And it ended up blowing up there as I ran past, but I was not in its radius. So that was a good thing, and it gave me a little tutorial on like disarm things or sneak past them, which I thought was funny. But you just have to wait her out until that fire goes away, and then be careful of the bear trap there, and then go to the left because there's a bear trap on the right. There it is, the stupid thing. And when she runs to get you, she triggers it. And so you don't have to worry about disarming that one because she'll take care of it for you. And you don't have time to disarm it because she's so freaking fast. My God, she's so freaking fast. And this column right here, I mean, it's easy to get, around it, but the camera is so close that it's hard to see where she is sometimes. So that can be a little frustrating, but once you get done with that and move into here, you are done with that first part, and you'll get a checkpoint when you open these doors, and you'll be so happy that you don't have to do that section where you're having to run away from her anymore. So, but don't spend too much time to celebrate because you have to hit these levers and be moving. And don't step in the bear trap that's right behind me. There it is on the left. Don't step in it. So, we move around here, move to the left really quickly, shoot the thing, run, jump down here. And keep moving. You gotta be fast. Hit the lever, don't miss, stop missing, because she's gonna be right on top of you. So, she gets immobilized just a little bit. I hit that other lever to make the fire go away. I throw the grenade to trigger that trap there. And then I'm going to burn her right there. Then I'm going to run and pull the lever while she is screaming. The trap that was on that column right there, I got with the grenade. That's why I threw it. And then we're going to burn her once again. And then we're going to watch and we're going to say, fire, go away, fire, go away, fire, go away. And then we burn her one more time on that body. And if you've timed this, I mean, that has to be so exact. I disarmed that bear trap so I don't step in it and I have a little bit more room to run. But as it turns out, the timing was perfect and I got to move through the fire and into the elevator. And let me tell you one thing that is so hard to do. It looked so easy right there, but it is not. Just getting the timing perfect on that is a little bit hard to pull off and to figure out what exactly you need to do. But there it is, your strategy for getting away from Lara. And I didn't get the statue for killing her, but that is okay because we have enough with what we've got. So yeah, if you kill her instead of running away from her, in that section there is a statue that you can get to the right of the elevator before you go into it, because it won't do that cutscene where, she's running after you because she's dead. So you'll be able to get that statue, but it's okay because there's actually enough keys. There's actually 2 extra keys because there are 45 keys in the levels and 2 keys in the lockers. And so since you'll be getting the 2 keys from the lockers, you'll end the game with 46 keys, and you only need 45 to
back here again.
Open all the lockers. So you will open all the lockers, and you will still get your Master of Unlocking achievement by even with missing that one there. So never fear. Dormouse, the collector of stuff and purveyor of things, will get you through it. So there was your map fragment in front of the thing that used to be the save room. And we're going to move on to the next boss fight. So I'm gonna split that into a separate video just because I wanted to keep the boss fights a little separate. And I will see you there. So thanks for watching, guys. See you in the next part.